Let's talk about one of the most maddening feelings there is. You are absolutely, completely exhausted, but you just can't fall asleep. Well, it turns out the solution probably isn't where you've been looking for it. So, does this sound like you? You spend the entire day just dragging yourself around, you're dreaming about your bed, but then, the second your head hits that pillow, your brain just goes into overdrive, right? You're physically wiped out, but mentally, you are wired. If you're nodding along, you are definitely in the right place. Okay, so let's just get right to it because this is the single most important idea we're going to talk about. A good night's sleep doesn't start when you turn out the lights. Nope, it's actually built piece by tiny piece all day long. And that is the secret we're about to unpack. So first, to really get why we're so bad at this, we have to look at our culture. I mean, we live in this world that basically treats rest like it's a weakness, not a necessity. Success is all about the grind, the hustle, and sleep? Well, sleep is usually the first thing that gets sacrificed. And I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that hustle at all costs mindset. For years, this was the unofficial motto for some of the most ambitious people out there. The whole idea was, if you want to get ahead, you gotta cut back on rest. But there's a really interesting twist to this story. And there it is. Years down the line, the very same person had a totally different take. That sleep isn't the enemy of success, it's actually the foundation of it. This complete 180 shows a pretty powerful lesson. You simply cannot be at your best when you're running on fumes. And yeah, the science on this is crystal clear. When you're sleep deprived, it's not just about feeling a little tired. Your brain's most important functions take a massive hit. Your decisions get worse, your focus just shatters. And get this, research even shows that sleep-deprived managers are way harsher on their employees. So the point is, a lack of sleep doesn't just mess you up, it messes with everyone around you too. So if grinding 24/7 isn't the answer, then what is? Well, it's learning how to actually rest. The thing is, for a lot of us, our bodies have been stuck in overdrive for so long, they've literally forgotten how to power down. And this brings us to this really cool idea called effort inertia. Okay, think of your body like a spinning top. All day long, you're just pushing it, making it spin faster and faster and faster. So when nighttime comes, you can't just expect it to suddenly stop. It's still spinning from all that daytime momentum. And that is why you feel so tired, but so wired. So, how do we stop the spinning? Well, according to sleep experts, it boils down to 3 basic rules of rest. First, you have to mentally check out from work and worries. Your brain just can't relax if it's still trying to solve problems. Second, whatever you're doing to rest can't be another complicated mental challenge. It's got to be simple. And third, and this is the one we almost always miss, you need to avoid intense emotions. Both high-energy excitement and anger keep your system totally revved up. And this really shows you the difference, right? We think we're resting when we scroll social media, but it's just full of emotional landmines and things that make our brains spin. Watching a tense thriller, that's just spiking your adrenaline. That's all fake rest. True rest is low stakes. It's calming. It's what actually slows that spinning top down. Okay, so now let's get into the most practical, most powerful thing you can do to teach your body how to relax again. And it's not some huge life-changing overhaul. It's actually something small you do right in the middle of your day. It's called the micro rest. That's it. That's all it takes. Just 20 minutes. This isn't about slacking off. Think of it as a strategic investment in your own energy and focus for the rest of the day. And, most importantly, for the night that's coming. Now, timing is super important here. The sweet spot for this micro rest is in the early afternoon, somewhere between 1 and 3 p.m. If you do it any later than that, you actually risk lowering what's called your sleep pressure. That's the natural sleepiness that builds up all day. And you really want that pressure to be high when bedtime rolls around. We'll get into exactly why in just a little bit. So what do you do for these 20 minutes? Easy. Anything that follows those 3 rules of rest. And hey, notice that napping isn't the only thing on the list. Actually, if you already have trouble sleeping at night, a non-sleep rest, like listening to music or just zoning out a window, is probably a better choice. The only goal here is to hit the pause button on that effort inertia. All right, so once you start practicing that daytime rest, you can really start to fine-tune your nighttime routine. Let's tackle a couple of common problems. The classic scenario. It's 2 in the morning, you've been lying there forever. So what's the move? Do you stay there and just keep trying, or do you get up? Well, the expert advice here might actually surprise you. It all comes down to how you're feeling, because the absolute last thing you want is for your brain to start thinking of your bed as a place for anxiety and frustration. So, if you're calm, totally fine, stay put. But the moment you start feeling that stress bubble up, get out of bed, go do something relaxing for a little while, and only come back when you're feeling calm and sleepy again.
And now, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. I think we all know this, but if there is one single thing in modern life that consistently destroys our sleep more than anything else, it is absolutely our smartphone.
See, your phone is basically launching a two-pronged attack on your sleep. First, you've got the biological light problem. That blue light from the screen basically screams, "Hey brain, it's the middle of the day," and it shuts down production of your sleep hormone melatonin. Then, you've got the psychological mind problem. The content, the games, the news, the drama, it's all designed to keep you engaged, maybe angry, maybe excited, which violates all three rules of true rest we just talked about. So let's pull all this together with a really simple piece of brain science that explains why all this stuff, the daytime rest, the nighttime routine, is so important. And it all comes down to a little chemical called adenosine.
Okay, so think of adenosine as your brain's own built-in sleepiness timer. From the moment you wake up, it just starts to build up and up and up. The more adenosine you have, the stronger that sleep pressure becomes. You know, that undeniable feeling that you just have to sleep. And the only way to clear it out and reset that timer is, you guessed it, to actually sleep.
So this chart shows you exactly how it works. See? In the morning, your adenosine is low. As the day goes on, it climbs higher and higher, creating more and more of that sleep pressure. By bedtime, that pressure should be at its absolute peak, making it really easy to just drift off. This is also why a late-day nap can be a problem. It clears out some of that adenosine too early, so the signal isn't as strong when you actually want to sleep. And that brings us to the main point of all this. Your body already has a perfect, natural system for making you sleepy. That's adenosine. Your job isn't to force sleep. Your job is to simply get out of the way. By practicing that active rest during the day, you stop the spinning top. You teach your body how to relax so that when that powerful sleep pressure shows up at night, your body is finally ready to listen. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to think about. The next time you pick up your phone or flip on a show to unwind, just ask yourself this: are you really resting? Or are you just changing the channel on your stress? The answer to that question might be the key to finally getting the sleep you've been looking for.